Yay! Okay, I'm live. Now we wait for the people. Somebody's here. Hi, whoever you are. I'm just getting the chat pulled up on my computer, so feel free to introduce yourself if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. Oh, I just got see. All right, perfect. Yay, okay, I'm live, and I just got an update on my phone that says that I'm live. Why is it updating me on myself? That's weird. Okay, mute my voice because I don't want to hear me. Okay, cool. Yay, okay, 2 people are here. Awesome, so we'll give it a couple minutes for like people trickle in. Let's see, looks like Natalie, am I saying that right? Correct me if I'm wrong, says hi there, and then Franny says hi guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow, squeaky chair. Different angle because if you've seen any of my recent videos, I redid my desk setup, so things are still kind of in chaos. It's like kind of half set up. I just need to reset up my tripod and all of that good stuff. So you get to see the other side of my room. You've seen that wall over there in my latest video, and now you're getting to see this back wall with this lovely mat that my husband used to use for X-Wing. It's a Star Wars game. So it's all gorgeous and whatnot like that. And my dad built me that cabinet, which is really cool. Ignore all the mess all around. I'm just going to strategically place myself to hide things on the floor. But my desk is really clean. It's just couldn't get a good angle of my actual desk. So that's fine. That's all fine. And it looks like I saw some tweets pop up. Let me just make sure that stream is going okay. And you said it right. Oh, awesome. Okay, so Natalie, the H had me worried that I was going to say it wrong because Lord knows I say names incorrectly all the time, even though people tell me like 30 times how to pronounce it. It's like sounds just do not click in my brain very well. So that is all good. If you guys are joining for the first time, what we're going to be doing is a virtual write-in. So what we're going to do is I have my own manuscript for my novel that I've been working on, and I have been in a really good groove today, so I'm going to be working on writing my story, and at the same time, we are going to be doing kind of like sprints from NaNoWriMo. If you're not familiar with those, it's just where we set a timer, and you try to write as much as you can during that time. During Camp NaNoWriMo and regular NaNoWriMo, it's usually you try to hit certain word count goals, but because it's not Nano, and since we're not necessarily trying to hit word count goals, it's more about just trying your best with what you've got to get stuff done and be productive and all that good stuff. So that is the best thing that you can do for yourself, is just crank out those words and hope for the best. And I have actually started handwriting my novel, which is kind of bizarre. Like it's definitely kind of been taking like readjusting my brain, because for a long time I've been typing my novels, but going back to handwriting like I used to when I was younger has just completely changed my writing experience, and I absolutely love it. So I wrote like a whole chunk of let me see, I wrote all of chapter 5, which was like 6 or 7 pages. I've been working on that all day. These pages are bigger. They're like they're the college rule, like big pages, so it's not just me only filling a couple of pages, and I've been keeping my handwriting small. But I'm going to ramble a lot tonight because I haven't done a stream in a while. I meant to do more for Camp NaNoWriMo and for the end of it, but I got just so swept away in being busy that everything fell to pieces at the end. But I won camp. I did end up changing my goal from 35 hours to 30 hours, so technically I kind of feel like it wasn't completely a victory because of that, but the main thing is I worked really hard. I learned a lot, and I feel like I finally have a writing groove going after a month of practicing, so that's all good. And Natalie says, I love writing sprints. It's been helping finish my story I'm working on. Awesome. Yes, writing sprints are really like inspiring to me. Word count goals are really helpful because I can write really fast when I have a timer going. I think I can write a little over 1,000 words in 30 minutes if I really crank it out. The only problem is word count goals lead to a lot of rambling from me. So I started shying away from word count goals unless I'm doing NaNoWriMo, and I've been more focusing on like scene goals, chapter goals, that kind of stuff, just so I don't completely ramble all the time, which it still happens. It still happens because girl likes her description. Some people like writing action scenes. I just like writing description. So I don't know. Maybe my stories are boring to some people, but that's fine. Franny says, I won camp too, 40 out of 30 hours. Holy crap. That is awesome. Congratulations. That is amazing that you like surpassed your goal. Oh, I'm so jealous, but that's good. That means you made the time to write, so you should totally be proud of yourself. I love, Franny also says, I love writing sprints too. Yeah, writing sprints are so fun. Like, they're just good for motivation, and even though we don't necessarily do word count goals for this, I think it's very motivating still, and I hear a puppy coming. Is he coming through the door? Wilbert! Wilbert! Lily, come here. Oh, dang it. I wanted him to push the door open with his nose because it's so cute. Maybe later. So just keep an eye out on this door because a cute dog might come walking through. Monique says, hey Al, hi, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Franny says, Kim Chance is holding one on Friday on Instagram. Yes, I saw that, and I totally wanted to do it, but I have to double check them because I actually have my like in real life writers group that we do it on Fridays. It was supposed to be last Friday, but there was a bunch of conflicts with people having stuff going on, so we moved it to this Friday. So I think I'm gonna miss out on it, which makes me upset because I really haven't gotten a chance to sit down for any of her sprints. The one time I tried to sit for her sprint and my internet was being a butt, and I kept like not being able to get service, and I couldn't like stay in the sprint, and it just kept like bobbing me in and out. And I'm like, okay, like it's time to call in today. So if you guys do that, that is awesome. Yeah, make sure you're following Kim Chance. I mean, I'm going to assume all of you know who Kim Chance is because she's like one of the best author tubers out there, in my opinion. Like, so inspiring, so adorable, and just she rocks. So if you're not following Kim Chance on Instagram or anything, like on any social media, go follow her. Kim Chance, it's spelled the way it sounds. Like, do that, like right now. And then Monique says, I'm just here to chat. I love writing dialogue. Oh yeah, I'm glad you're here to chat. Yes, I love writing dialogue too. That's like one of my favorite things to write secretly. I think it kind of comes from my theater background. I always have loved writing plays. Like I started writing play scripts when I was actually like third or fourth grade, and I would make like little shows. The problem is me and my sisters were the best at memorizing things, so we didn't really perform those shows, but they were really fun to write. So I love dialogue. I just love it. I love how theatrical it gets, and I love having people imply things without actually saying it. I love trying to figure out ways to be very subtle about, you know, exposition and about hinting at what's going on and feelings people have. Like it's like a puzzle to me. It's a good challenge. And if you hear dogs barking, or if you hear like clunking around, again, it is Wednesday night, which means it is game night in my house. My husband is above me with all of his guy friends, and they are clunking around killing dragons, most likely. Or, well, no, they've been killing like other things like bugbears and whatnot. They're playing D&D, so it's all good. And then my dog and my friend's dog are playing and scampering and howling and being a good little wolf pack up there. So if it gets noisy. Alexander Black says, banish your worry and dispel your fright. The literary man has arrived this night. Did I say man? It felt like I said man, but I meant to say man. Hello, Alexander. Thank you for joining, and thank you for yet another catchy intro to yourself. Monique says, I love writing sprints, but I never find the right time for one. Yes, it definitely has to be the right circumstances to do a writing sprint. I feel like you have to be free of distractions because you're like hardcore diving into something. So yeah, I totally get that. Totally get that. Alexander Black says, I love writing dialogue for novels, but writing for screenplays is tedious and annoying. Yeah, it can be. Sometimes dialogue is tedious, but I don't know, like I said, for some reason, I always enjoy all forms of dialogue, and sometimes my first drafts will look more like a script because I'm just like not putting any action or he said, she said, anything like that. It's just dialogue, 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 because it's just, it works out that way, because my brain's moving too fast to keep up with all that description stuff. Monique says, oh my god, yes, I'm currently editing my chick lit novel, but the next big project I have is a historical play. It requires a lot of research and I don't know where to start. Yeah, it can be, oh yeah, historical stories can be very overwhelming. When I used to write historical fiction, but I wrote historical fiction when I was like 10 or 11. Like, I wrote historical fiction when I was a kid, and I didn't understand the concept of having to research, so I had electricity during the 1800s. And wait, when was electricity during the 1800s? Like, it was electricity when there wasn't really electricity, and it was just like a lot of historical inaccuracies, and like that's not how that works. But to me, it was like, oh, as long as they're living in log cabins or something, it's fine, it's historical. So I would say I haven't wrote historical in a long time, but as far as just get to know the time period that you're working within. And one author from that wrote I would say it's more like a young adult book that I really liked when I was younger. I believe it was called A Long Way Gone, and it took place during like the 1920s. But what the author did was he read the New York Times magazine, like each issue throughout the entire year that the story took place. There's a doggo! This is my friend's dog, Sydney. Hi, girl. Oh, you're so low to the ground, and I love it. Sorry, dog distraction. Oh, she's under my chair. Hi, Sydney. Hi. She's investigating. She likes like wandering the house and sniffing, so she's just getting her bearings. No, but what I was saying was he read Every Time magazine throughout the year that his book took place, so that way he not only knew big historical events were going on that year, but also pop culture things and just kind of all like the products that people were buying and the advertisements and all of that stuff. So maybe start with something along those lines, just kind of dipping your toe into getting a general idea of what that time period was like. Also have a good idea of what your characters, like your cast is, because you know certain time periods, certain characters are going to have very different experiences from other characters. So you know, having to make sure that you're being true to what things were like for the characters that you're creating. So you know, the experiences of somebody who lives in poverty in the 1920s is going to be vastly different than someone who lives with a silver spoon in their mouth. Although you could say the same thing for nowadays, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alexander Black says, I plan for a historical novel with a friend. I have plans for a historical novel with a friend. It will follow a young Christian woman and an old Norse warrior as they journey back to his village. The research for said project is driving me insane. Well, insaner. Oh my goodness, that sounds like a really cool concept though. Yeah, maybe you should start with reading like Norse like folklore, just to like, because that's the fun stuff with like understanding like the culture and the history and just kind of like the outlook people had. I feel like a lot of times old myths and legends and folk tales are a really great way of seeing into what that culture or what that time period was being cautious about, or what lessons they really valued and what they really valued. So maybe that's a good place to start. Monique says, my play takes place in a pretty ancient time. Oh, okay, so there's probably not going to be time magazines from that time. I would say maybe start with library books, like start with different, maybe start with like younger, like books that are, like I have a book of fun facts about a bunch of different like ancient time periods, but it's written for children, and it was my book that I read all the time as a kid, but it made me excited to learn more about those time periods because it presented me like the weird kind of gross facts about different time periods. So maybe start with something that's more geared towards a younger audience because it's much easier to digest and it'll be easier to dip your toe into the water instead of jumping all the way to like a college textbook about ancient Egypt where it's very dry and very matter of fact. So maybe start with something more along those lines just to kind of make it a little less overwhelming to begin with. And then, Muhammad says, which book that discusses all the genres, please? I'm not sure what you're referring to. I might have forgotten some part of the conversation. I apologize. I guess, are you looking for a writing reference, like for books that can tell you about writing different genres? Because I guess I don't know of any books that discuss like all the different types of genres. So I'm not sure exactly how to answer your question, but feel free to, kind of clarify more detail about what exactly you're looking for, and maybe I can help you out. I'm not always like, I don't always have all the answers, but I always at least try to help people out with their writing conundrums. So yeah, that's all good like that. And then Monique says, one thing I know for sure is what each character is feeling. I can't tell you about the story itself, but the story centers on a group of friends dealing with the death of someone they know. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I guess that's a really interesting concept. Yeah, maybe, like I said, start with something a little more simpler, so that way you can get more introduced to that time period. Maybe start with that. And then Natalie says, Alexandra, look up mythology and fiction explained on YouTube. I've been watching it for reference material for one of my projects. I know the channel has a few videos about Norse stuff on it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, everybody put a pin in that. That's a really cool resource. Thank you for that, Natalie. And Alexandra Black says, the reason my friends and I have chosen this pod is she's Christian and I am Astro, aka polytheist. Guys, what is wrong with me in pronouncing words? That word, I'm so sorry that I can't speak. Who believes in and worships the North Pantheon. Oh my god. Okay, water time. I'm just all sorts of tongue twister. I had to get a new water bottle because I lost my old one, but that's okay because I bought the same exact water bottle, but they improved it. So life goes on. Let's see. And Alexandra Black also says, so our story will follow a friendship featuring the same religious differences. I just need to research the ancient rituals of my faith. That is awesome. And then Monique goes on to say, interesting premise, Alex. Yeah, that is a really cool premise. So awesome. Okay, you guys have so many great ideas, and I think it is time for us to sit down and start writing before I babble for another 15 minutes, because Lord knows I can do that. So I am going to get a timer ready, and let's see. Why don't we start at 7:20 just so everybody gets a chance to settle in. And if you're just joining us, we're going to be doing some writing sprints. Oh, Monique says, gotta go dinner. Well, thanks for joining us. Good luck with your project, and yeah, bye. Have a great night. Sorry. Alexander Black says, but we like your babbling. Aw, thank you. Thank you. At least somebody does. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Rambling. Would you believe it that I'm normally an extremely quiet person in day-to-day life? Like, I'm always that person who's like slowly shrinking in the room, trying to pretend like I'm not there. It's just the conundrum that is me. So we are going to start at 7:20 and we are going to write for 10 minutes. And at that time we are going to write as much as we can, and there's no word count goal, there's no like requirements or anything like that. It's just write what you can. And I forgot to prep prompts. I normally do prompts ahead of time. So let's see. Where did my deck of cards go? Because in the past, here we go. Okay, card time. So what we're going to do is, instead of me giving you like a random word or something, I'm going to shuffle up this deck of cards, and we're not going to use the card with like game tips on it. So I'm going to shuffle up the cards, and the card that I pull you are going to use as inspiration. Some people have in the past used the suit. Some people have used the is it face card? What is it called? Like the number, or king, queen, jack, diamond, ace. Oh my god, guys. It's been a long week. It's been a long day. I've been busy with my nose in a book. And also I just got a new book, a manga by one of my favorite horror authors, Junji Ito, and I've just been completely just stuck in that book from reading that. So just a heads up, don't read that if you are very squeamish, but I have been just loving it. So my brain is just everywhere because I've been just kind of like researching and trying to be inspired and all that good stuff. So I'm going to take this and, oh, I can see the cards if I do it that way. Okay, hang on, one more shuffle. So I'm just gonna do it like that. Let's go with the top. So the Queen of Spades. Use this for inspiration. The Queen of Spades. And I saw some comments pop up, so I'm going to take a look at that. So we're going to start writing in about 2 minutes. Alexander Black says, hasta lasagna, Monique. Mohammed says, which book that discusses all the genres, question mark. I'm sorry, Mohammed, I don't know if I understand what you're referring to. Could you clarify, are you looking for a book that discusses all the different genres of writing? Because I don't know any books like that, unfortunately. But if you mean something else, just feel free to type it in the comments. Daryl says, yeah, face cards. 13 points in heart. 13 points in hearts. Cool. All right, awesome. All right, so yes, the Queen of Spades is the card that we are working with this evening, well, for this sprint. And I've got the timer just about ready to go. That's the Queen of Spades. Card dorks here. Oh, did I not say the Queen of Spades? I thought I said the Queen of Spades. Oh, I don't know. If I said hearts accidentally, oops. I do know it's a spade, I swear. In the game of heart. In the game of heart. I don't know what the game of heart is. Oh, okay. No worries. No worries at all, Daryl. Alright. So we got about a minute to go, so feel free to grab a drink, get comfy in your chair. Hearts is a card game. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that this card was a heart, and I was getting all sorts of confused. Like I said, it's been a long day, so sorry. I'm moving at a little bit of a slower pace. So it is now 7:20, so I'm going to set the timer. Your card to inspire you is the Queen of Spades. Ready, set, and go. And if you're just joining us, we are just going to write nonstop for the next 10 minutes. So have fun and write away. about 2 minutes left, just so you know, and if you're just joining us, we're just finishing up our first sprint of the evening, so feel free to jump in and write. Oh, Brittany says, hello, hi Brittany, thank you for joining us. We're just finishing up our first sprint of the evening, and oh, actually, I had my computer on mute. I'm silly. Okay, well, that is the end of that sprint. I don't know how long that timer is going off, probably not very long. So yeah, how did you guys do? Did you find a way to incorporate our card, the Queen of Spades, or do you feel like you got in a good groove, or just how did you guys do? Or if you want to report word counts, that's awesome too. I just started chapter 6 of my novel, To Market. I'm actually on like chapter 10 of the story, but I kind of went back and I needed to redo a chunk, and then I'll continue forward like business as usual. But this chunk that I changed, I'm so glad I did decide to do it, because I feel like it's making the story have much more of a build up towards, you know, the big reveal of one of the main locations of the story, and I feel like it's building a lot more anticipation. Yeah, and I just feel like my writing is getting stronger the more and more I write, which, you know, that shouldn't be a surprise, but it's feeling good. It's feeling very, very good. Let's see. Franny says 71 words of a new chapter, but probably going to delete it all and start over. Oh no! Okay, well, hey, at least you got some words down and you got some ideas down. So maybe don't necessarily delete it, but just maybe try rewriting the beginning and see if you prefer that version, or see if you can like kind of join it together with maybe something else that you're thinking about doing. But awesome, I'm so glad that you wrote 75 words. That's a big accomplishment. Brittany says, so you're a writer. Yes. If you've never been here before, this is a virtual write-in. So writers, my friend writers and I, we all get together and we're just doing some writing sprints. So it's just trying to write as much as we can during set amounts of time. So if you're a writer, you're more than welcome to join us. If you want to watch, you definitely can. During the sprints, it might get a little bit boring, but I guess you could also read a book or just do anything creative in general. So yeah, it's a grand old time, and we try to get some work done because I find a lot of times it's just good for us writers to come together and write together, because writing doesn't always have to be a solitary experience, and this is just a good way to kind of like vent your frustrations and just kind of help try to encourage each other to go on. So it's really cool. Let's see. Alexander Black says, I was unable to work in the prompt. Yeah, I didn't get it worked in either, so that's okay. Working on Alice tonight and setting up the fact that she is completely trapped. Ooh, that sounds nice and like, ooh, nerve-wracking. Your stories are always very nerve-wracking, but in a good way, like in a very good way. So yeah, that's always a really good setup. Brittany says, wow, cool. I love writing graphic novels. Oh, you write graphic novels? That's awesome. That is really cool. I don't think we've ever had anyone that, at least nobody's told me during the stream, that they write graphic novels. So thank you so much for joining us. Do you illustrate them too, or do you just do the writing part and then somebody else does the illustrations? Like, that's just awesome. That is one thing I wish I could draw. I really wish that I was a better artist, because I would love to create like a graphic novel of some sort, but maybe someday down the line I'll be able to like form a good partnership with an artist and make that dream come true. But for now, I'll just stick with novels and hoping for, oh dear, hoping for the best. I'm just breaking my desk, it's all good. Natalie says, the story I'm working on is a Cinderella inspired story. I'm between 2200, am I saying that right? And 2400 words from finishing it. Oh my gosh, you're so close. You're so close. Oh my goodness, we have to do more sprints so you can get closer to the ending. That is so exciting. Congratulations. Is this your first draft or second draft? Or I guess it could be your umpteenth draft for all we know, but that is really cool. Oh my goodness. Congratulations in advance. If you don't finish it tonight, congratulations when you do, because that is just super exciting. Oh, I love it. I love it when people finish projects. That's why I loved when we did this stream during Camp NaNoWriMo, but also during regular NaNoWriMo, because I got to watch people actually finish their novels on the stream, and it was so satisfying to have people be like, I'm done, I hit 50,000 words. Oh, it's so cool. So cool. Daryl says 230 words and pledges to steer clear of lame card game comments. No, it's okay. Okay, part of it is also I'm really just oblivious sometimes. I'm really bad at picking up on sarcasm, picking up on jokes, and I'm just kind of clueless all around. And sometimes I read things and it takes me a minute to comprehend them. So yeah, there's a reason why I write, because it gives me time to like slow burn, figure things out, and stumble my way through, because I'm usually quiet in conversation, because sometimes it takes me a little bit to get all those gears turning, or I'll come up with a clever joke to say like 2 days after the conversation is done. That's the other problem, is I have a really good memory for like random things that people say, and then I'll be like, oh, I should have said this joke. Oh, okay, well, nope, that opportunity has obviously passed. So it's okay, it's all good. Your host is oblivious, and it's all fun like that. Let's see, Brittany says, yeah, I'm in middle school, and I illustrate, and it's called The Meadow. Awesome. Oh my gosh, you're in middle school? Oh, thank you for joining us. I think you might be one of the youngest people to join the stream. I guess not everybody says their age, but usually I feel like most of you guys are like 20s, 30s. Usually, I feel like that's our like average or something. I don't know. I never paid attention to that kind of stuff, but thank you for joining us. That's really cool and awesome. I love that you have a project that you're working on, and so young. Like, that is very impressive. And Natalie says, final draft. I need to go to the editor ASAP. I'm 2 days behind schedule. Oh my gosh, you're almost at your final draft. That is so exciting. That is so exciting. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got to get more sprints in for you so you can finish that, so you're not behind anymore, and you can get that to your editor. We have a goal, people. We got a project. We got to help Natalie finish. Alexander Black says, I would like to write a graphic novel. I just need to find a friend with drawing skills to bring my horrific vision to life. Yes, yes. So The book that I mentioned earlier that I'm reading, Junji Ito's book Shiver, is a collection of, he writes short stories, primarily short story manga style horror stories, and the art is just beautiful. Even at its most horrific, I still find it very beautiful because just the inking and the just how calculated every line is in his work is just absolutely inspiring. So yes, a good artist can make or break a piece of art, or well, a piece of a graphic novel or a manga, the thing, the book with the words and the pictures. I can talk. I can do this, guys. uh, let's see. King Tut says hello. Hi, how's it going? Brittany says cool. Nellie says late 40s, my age. And then Franny says I'll be 27 on the 29th of this month. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's cool to hear your guys' ages. Yes, I am 27, so you will be joining my 27-year-old club. It's not my club, but you'll be joining. I'm gonna be 28 this year, and it's so weird. It's so weird. It's just mind-blowing, but I still feel young at heart and all that good stuff. I don't know, insert cheesy quote here. Brittany says, thank you. It's so hard, but with my imagination, it helps also. Oh, the hard parts is that I'm also ADHD, so I always have to keep calm. Oh, yeah, totally understandable. I also have ADHD, so I know how it's almost kind of like you get so wired that sometimes your anxiety, like I get anxiety kicking in sometimes because I feel so scattered. And writing and creating is a really good outlet for that. I also find, exercise is a good thing. Like after I run or walk or do something physical, it kind of helps like slow everything down. I need to work out more though, because Lord knows I don't actually work out very much. But when I do, I feel really great afterwards. But you'll get there. That is the main thing, is that you will figure out the systems that work well for you and work well for your brain and work well for your body, work well for everything that you do. And in my stream, just freeze. No! No, no! You are not allowed to freeze.